Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a little seahorse on a single loom. We've had a lot of requests for that, so we're going to start off obviously with a single loom, and it's going to be in an offset configuration. Columns 1 and 3 will be the same height, and then column 2 will be slightly higher than them. The arrows will be facing towards you. If you don't have arrows on your loom, the open part of the peg is going to be facing towards you. You're going to need to pick 3 colours. I've chosen a sparkly pink, a teal and a purple, and you're going to need little seed beads for eyes. You could use the mini pony beads, you could use, oops, sorry, shaking the camera all over the place just to make you a bit seasick, give you that feeling for the seahorse. A metal threader. I have a video on YouTube on how to make one of these from a twisty tie. Pick the colour band that you're going to use for the main body, and I'm going to use purple, and thread a purple band onto your metal threader and poke it through your bead like that, and the same on the other side. Now, somebody asked me what size beads I used for the eyes, and I have moved from the little small pony beads to, and I've got the packet here to show you, Jewelry Design glass e-beads number 6 white. Okay, just here. It's not going to show you. There we go. So that's what I've been using for the eyes, and they're quite itty bitty. So back to our seahorse. Once I've threaded those on to the band, I tie a knot in it. And the reason I've been tying a knot in the back is because it pops it out a little bit. It raises it so that the eye doesn't get sort of sunk into the head. So that's what I've been trying to do to pop it out without it looking like an alien eye. The only thing is, when you do place these, you have to make sure that the side of the bead is popping up or down, whichever you're doing. So we'll put those to one side. We've done that. Now what we're going to do is make the shape of our seahorse. So pick the colour. I've chosen purple. We're going to be double banding. Double banding means you take 2 bands and you place them over the pegs as if they were a single band, and it makes the whole figure a thicker figure. Placement of your bands is quite important, because if you start doing under here before you put these on, the way you actually hook it all up is going to be a bit different. So always try and do your down ones before you go across. For the snout, we're going to take 2 purple bands, put your hook through, wrap it once and twice. And we're going to take 4 bands, slide them onto the end of the hook here, and let's move these bands onto those 4 bands, like that. Now we're going to splay these out. What I mean by that is, instead of keeping it on one side and reclaiming the other ends of the bands, we're going to find the other ends of the 2 bands and splay them out like that. And we're going to put our hook through like this of the four bands on the same side, and you're going to take the 2 closest to you, lift them up and over, and that's going to be the band that we use. But before we do that, we need to do the other side too. So take your hook out, keep a gentle hold on those, the ones that you've already done, we're going to do the same on the other side. And then you can reclaim those other two. Now that is a bit fiddly, so take your time on doing that. Then you're going to look around for bands that you've suddenly all used. Take 2 bands and slide these on. Okay, and these are going to be the ones that we add here and on the other side here. Okay, that's going to be his little snout. Alright, we can also put our eyes on here. We're going to take the first one, and with the eye pointing downwards, we're going to put 1 and 2. And then the other eye is going to go on the same spot, but obviously with the eye pointing upwards. Like that. Push your bands down. Excuse me. We're going to do 3 bands on the neck because it's quite a weak area. And then we're going to move down towards the body. I'm going to stretch this one all the way from here to here. And before we start coming in, we need to do the ones that come down. We also need to do his backbone. Now his backbone we're going to do in a different colour, and I'm going to choose teal. And this is going to be the colour of his tail as well. I'm going to stretch it from here all the way up. I'm going to put a purple, 2 purples, from here to here. Now we're on our teal. Whoops, grabbing the wrong colour band, just to confuse you all. So here we go. From here to here. Oops. We're going to finish this one with an end cap, so a single band. We're going to wrap it 4 times and pop that on the end here. Okay. Now we need some crossover bands across here to loop everything in. So let's do that. We're going to do from here to here, and actually I'm going to do a purple band because it's going to fit in with the colour of his body, and this is going to be hidden anyway, so it's not going to matter. And we're also going to do a purple band from across here to here. Now from here to here we're going to double band, not double band, loop. So that one to there. I'm sorry, I did it in the wrong spot. One up, that one to there, and then this one to here. I've got that one a bit twisted. There we go, that's better. Okay, so we have some crossover bands. I'm going to put a crossover band here as well, in a triangle, like that. Now we need to do our little fins, and for the fins I'm going to do teal. I'm going to put a single band, wrap it once, twice, 3 times, take a double band and slide that band onto it, like so. reclaim the end, double band, slide on. Now this is where we're going to do our tricky bit. Okay, so holding on to the end of this if you can, and if you can't, just don't lose it. Hold on to your 2 bands here, and you're going to take this and slide it over, reclaim the end, and find those 2 bands that you had here and put them back on. And then we're going to take another 2 bands, slide it on, and now we'll take another 2 bands and slide all of them on and reclaim. Now if that's a little tricky for you, on the other tutorial for the one with the extended loom, it does show you how to do these little fins on a loom. Okay, we need this to go here, but in order to do that I'm going to need to lift this one up and this one up, because this has to be the fin that goes underneath. So I'm going to hold this band here, which is on this peg, and stretch it across to here. I'm going to lift this one up and flip it back, and I'm going to place my fin on here like so, and twist it round so it's pointing towards the back to his spine, and I want it poked underneath all the bands. Okay, so sort of shove it down there a bit. Then we're going to put these bands back where we found them, so these 2, flip them back forward, and then the one that you put over here on this pin, lift it up and back on there. Now we're going to do another fin for on here. So a single band, 1, 2, 3, take 2, call me in the morning, sorry, another 2, this is where we're going to do our tricky bit. We're going to put it on just that side, 2, move it over, reclaim, and find those 2 ends here. Like I said, I do have on the other tutorial of using the extended loom, it shows you how to do this on a loom, and you do it before you place your bands for your seahorse. Take another 2 and slide them on, and that little fin is going to go here. This poor little peg is quite squeezy. Okay, so he's squished on there. Next we're going to do the knobbly bits on his head and down his spine, and that's what I'm using, the sparkly pink. So take your band, wrap it once and twice, and then take a single band, except mine all stuck together, and slide that on. Now if that knobbly bit is too small and you wanted one that was a bit bigger, what you can do, and I will go with a larger one, these sparkly bands are a bit nondescript, take 2 bands once and twice, and that looks better for these. Slide it onto a single band, reclaim the end, and you're going to start up the top here. I'm going to do another one there and another one here. So 2 bands, once and twice, a single band, and place that on the peg. One more, 2 bands, once, twice, single band, reclaim the other end and pop that on. Now we're going to do our big frilly bit. You take a single band and wrap it once. I'm going to do that quite a few times. Once, and then take a single band and slide those all on to it, and then you pop one end here and the other end here, and we'll do the same to this point here. Slide them all onto a single band. One end there, move the fin out of the way, and the other end there. So we'll do from here to here. Slide these onto a single band. One end there, and one end here. Oh, that was silly of me. Let's try that again. I did that on my last video as well. Okay, slide them on to that single band, holding on to it, like I didn't last time. Put your finger over the cap. There we go. And then lucky last is here to here. Okay, slide them on. And pop that from there to there. Okay, so I think we're ready to start looming. Let's see what we can do. We're going to start down here under this end cap. Now it's going to be tricky because you're going backwards. Normally we loom upwards, well we've got to loom downwards and then up. So you're going to go under the end cap and grab that band. Hold the end cap in place so it doesn't move, and gently maneuver that band over the peg. Again, try and treat each one like it's an end cap because it's going to want to escape. Take down, hold those bands in place and pop them on. Now it's going to get a bit easier. Dig down, find those, oops, go all the way down just to find those last two. There we go, and loom them up. That's probably the trickiest part. Now we just loom up. When we get to here, don't worry about all of these. We're kind of going to ignore them and just loom over the top of them. First we're going to take these two purple ones that are at the top, so go under the pink band, which is the one for the fins, hold it like it's an end cap, gently get those purple bands off and loom across. Then dig down to the blue bands and you're going to loom them up. Don't worry about these pink ones, I'm not worried about them. We're going to loom all the way up and keep those pink bands where they're supposed to be. Okay, looming up. Plug my phone in before it just conks out and stops the video. Okay, so we've loomed up to here. Now we're going to loom the body, okay? So from here, the top ones are these purple ones to the side, and I'll loom that across. Then I go down to the bottom ones and loom them up. Now this is catching the fins in. Loom all the way up there. Now here we're going to dig down just to find the last two purple ones. So don't mind all of the blue bands that are in the way. You just want the two bottom purple ones and loom them in. Now we know that those fins are safe. Loom across this way. That's secured all the fins in, and now we loom up, grab the bottom two, loom them up. Here we're going to grab the top two, and they live over here. Now you can see this is a bit tight. Put your hook in and wiggle it around the outside of the peg, and it will loosen the bands up a bit for you. Now we're going for these bottom two, loom them up, and you're going underneath. You're moving that pink band out of the way. You're pushing it back and grabbing those purple bands. Okay, now we're going to go here. These are the top two. Grab them, loom them across. Grab these and loom up. Grab bottom two only and loom up. Now this is the peg that we're going to be finishing on. Bottom two only, don't worry about the snout. Bottom two only and loom up. Again, bottom two only and loom across. This one is tight, so I'm going to go round. Okay, now we're going to get two purple bands. Dig down deep here and out the side. Place your purple bands on the hook. Twist it, rotate the hook so that the back of the hook is going against these bands and doesn't snag them. Gently pull it to the outside of this peg. Reclaim the end of the bands, lift up, over and off, and tighten. That's a slip knot. Now I use, as some of you know, a metal crochet hook that doesn't have the padding, the comfort area, to ease things off my loom. There is nothing that annoys me worse than actually ripping something off a loom and having bands break after I've just spent a long time doing something. Gently does it. There's a lot of bands in some of these. Okay, get rid of my loom. Twist him around. Now you're going to pull him into shape. Make sure you've got an eye either side. Pull him into shape a bit. Make sure his fins are right. I can see we don't need that band. There you go, I'm learning something new. We're going to chop this band off. I think that was a crossover band that we don't need. Seeing as this is the second time I've made this, I'm not too concerned. Okay, so here is our little seahorse. Now, you could either use a keychain and attach that to that, or you can tuck this away under the fins here, and all you do is go under here, grab the bands and pull them so that they're discreetly hidden under these fins, and nobody will see them. Nobody will be any of the wiser. Okay, last but not least, we need to put his eyeballs on. So I use a Sharpie, and I just go one side and the other side, and there is our little seahorse. I'm going to love seeing your creations. Please share them with us. Take care. Bye bye.